Good morning. Happy 2026. Oh my goodness gracious. What a beautiful year it is. What are you feeling into this year? Come on in. Come on in. Up, up, up. All right, friends. It is a brand new year. It is a brand new day. And we are going to be flowing into our day. It is very, very, very chilly here this morning. Welcome. Come on in, friends. Come on in. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. How is everyone doing? How is your 2026 off? How are we feeling? Let's get into our flow right away. Forgiveness, love, oneness, and worthiness. Let's open up our books if you have them. Good morning. You know what? Let's just stay in flow. Unable to sleep. That happens. Now, what time in the morning is it for you? I'm going to grab some glasses so I can actually participate. Sorry. All right.
Good morning.
Ouchie wawa. 4:25. All right. So if it's 4, you are out west. I am in Ontario, friend. Good morning, Kimberly. Happy New Year. I was going to say, one of the things that I love Let's go back. So it was the summer of 2009. That is when I went back to school in my early 30s, and I had gone into recreational leisure services. So friends, good morning. I've been hosting a morning group on here, Empowering Our Mornings, since June of 2022. My name is Tasha. I've been a transformational coach for the last 28 years, and I just love waking up and sharing my morning routine with you guys. Now, first thing in the morning when we rise and shine and we greet the day, I want us to step into the vibration of abundance. Now, the vibration of abundance, that law of vibration states that everything has a frequency. Our thoughts have a frequency. Our feelings have a frequency. Good morning, Sally. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. And every time that we activate our thoughts plus our feelings, we are working into vibrational alignment with what we are creating with. Now, it is freezing here this morning. I really was challenged if I was going to turn on live this morning. And ultimately, I wanted to have some time with my soul family to sit in the mystery of 2026 unfolding, and what a beautiful year it is shaping up to be. The synchronicities are coming in so quick that it is spinning my head around, and my heart center is taking a second to catch up, because it's like, is it safe? Is it okay? Yeah, it's okay. And not only is it okay, it is every miracle that I didn't know there's your wants, and then there are those vulnerable little tiny wants. Those are like the big wants. Yet you need to get to this one first before you can even think this one into possibility. That's the human. That's the ego. That's where we need to go beyond in that visioning process. Pick up our children yesterday from their moms. Good morning and Happy New Year, my gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful friend, Michelle. Good morning, honey. And the goals that Shane and I set, the goals that Shane set, the goals that I set, the goals that Tanyan is setting, the goals that Holden are setting, no one spoke to each other. Shane and I did. Yet when we picked up the boys yesterday and got them into the hot tub, we found out that most of our goals are all aligned. And it was just, we turned some really challenging conversations into just conversations that I always am real here, friends. And I genuinely questioned whether I should hit the live button because there is so much love that is pouring out of me this morning. There is a lot of love that is pouring out of me this morning. And I'm very grateful for it because it's a hard love today. So, we're going to do what we do. I wanted to turn on, say hello. I would like to flow into my 2026 with each of you. Last year was a huge transformational year. So many miracles unfolded. If you don't know our story, here's a little bit of it. My name is Tasha. 3 years ago, June 2022. So how many years ago is that now? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holy crap. Since June of 2022, I received a beautiful vision that I was getting up, doing my morning routine, going to work for myself first before going to work for anyone else. And I had a beautiful vision that asked me to turn on TikTok. And from there, we created something together because it turned from a me into a we. And here we are. And you see, at that time, I was healing my child loss. My 14-year-old daughter passed away due to a medical error. She was just having a simple panic attack. And by simple, I mean just that. And when the clock strikes midnight, every healed version of this grieving mom shatters into a million pieces. And you see, since June of 2022, when I genuinely was questioning if I would survive, I followed that vision that day. And I turned on TikTok. And so did you. And the impossible has been made possible since June of 2022. Every single morning that we turn it on and we show up and we show real life, real healing journeys, we showcase that there's going to be happy jumping around, and we're going to get to that. And there's going to be real talk, and there's going to be sadness, and there's going to be tears. And the happiness hurts sometimes too. Because you see, personally and professionally, I had one of the most incredible, amazing 2025s that absolutely shook my world up. And you see, grief, when you take grief, whether that's the loss of someone, the loss of the physical property, relationship, when you can see grief as sacred love and you can see grief transformed with love, that you can't fall out of love. That love is an energy, that love is a frequency, and that there are places on this earth that speak that language of love stronger than others. I was in Fiji this year, again. The retreats that we ran in Fiji in 2025, oh man. For anyone that is new here, this is a very, very normal morning. And what I'm trying to do is find words that may be able to articulate the clarity, the pain, the happiness, the excitement, and all of that in this one tiny little human being of a body got to the point where I could let so much love in, and the clock still turned midnight. And this surrender that came in 2025 that is still here. Anyways, it's really challenging to feel into dreams coming true while your heart is breaking wide open. If that makes any sense, because it does to me, and it does to 4 other women that said yes to themselves this year. And I am so ridiculously proud of them that right now I need to let it out of my body. And I'm going to do that in my own way. Pardon me. It's going to sound like a trumpet because we're going to come back. We're going to celebrate love because grief is love unending. It's a sacred start. This is a sacred start to 2026. This grieving mom that says that she's healed her child loss is still going to cry and roar for the physicalness. And this year, when January 1st, all of those feelings that I have felt every other January 1st were met with a strength that is really new because there is no separation in love. And the new grief that was there waiting for me on the top of a mountain that I came out of quite literally last year in France. Hold, please. I was never able to blow my nose pretty. I failed finishing school the first time that I probably blew my nose. All right. I wanted to have a moment that I had been waiting for since about 6:30 to come online because I was allowing this feeling time to move through. And it's going to continuously move through, because I did a beautiful flow session this morning. Forgiveness, love, oneness, and worthiness. We're going to go to our 5 forms. Chinese Qigong elements are beautiful. We're going to go through metal. We're going to go through water, wood, fire, and we're going to go through that beautiful earth door. And as we go into internalizing these organs and we work with each organ, so for example, our metal organ, our metal element, which is, it is here in our throat and lungs. So I'm just going to go through these very quickly while I'm just sitting, because that torus field of energy is all around us. Energy is 6 feet typically all around us, above us, below us, beside us. And as someone that a month after my daughter passed away, I was channeled this beautiful system called integrated energy therapy by a beautiful soul that I had met right before I went to Fiji in 2010. Her name was Jennifer Clark. During that time that I had gone to her to try and reach my daughter and get some answers, she did channel my daughter. Out of that came, Mommy, I know you're scared and it's time to begin. So let's go back to the beginning, friends. Let's go back to the beginning. Because on July 9th, 2018, not only did my world shatter, it shattered wide open. And since then, this grieving mom has been trying to find answers, and I have spent very happily, and it may not look happy to you right now, yet I am telling you, I am happy, because I genuinely did not think I would survive the level of pain that physically ravaged my body, my soul. I did not think I would survive that. Not only was I brave enough that I turned on my TikTok channel, receiving a vision that I was to share my morning routine. Why? Why would people want to hear my morning routine of a grieving mom in Westmeath, Ontario, Canada? Why? I was just selling skincare. I had retired from coaching when I left the city, raised in Toronto and Ottawa, to live into my daughter's manifested dream of living with her horse, Jolene. I rearranged my life and did what I did, and I manifested here. Here I am. A year into that manifested dream, giving up my coaching practice, having an Etsy shop, selling skincare, living in the country. And I had to learn to live in the country. Oh my goodness. My daughter has what we now know is a panic attack. That panic attack led us to ask for medical intervention because we didn't know what to do. We race her, remember, living in the country. The ambulance is an hour away because they were sending our ambulances to the city of Ottawa to help with the big city's overflow. So our little rural town didn't have the proper services. Our ambulance had to come from the town of Petawawa, which is an hour away, one of the largest military bases in Canada. So here we go, racing down the road with our daughter. Put her in the ambulance. Mama gets in the ambulance. Stepdad drives to meet us at the hospital. In that 15 minutes, that paramedic who thought he was giving our daughter life-saving medicine was giving her 2 doses of morphine. No one knew. No one knew. The mother that is sitting before you made a promise that her soul knew that I needed to practice going beyond the physical body so that my mental, emotional, and spiritual layers of my human energy field would never overlook that level of a mistake again for anyone around me. That is my promise. I have kept that promise. I have painstakingly kept that promise. When we left the ambulance, I was joined by my husband, and I was assured by the paramedic that everything would be fine. Everything was not fine. For the next hour, our daughter's heart came back once, and it did not come back a second time. And on July 9th, 2018, my daughter took her last breath on this physical plane. I am joined by my husband, who is safely moderating this live so that I can have a moment to try and reconnect and work through in live time the promise I made to this community when I first turned this on in June of 2022. And I feel your love, and I thank you for sitting and holding space with me. I'm also joined by my service animal, who is very calm, registered through Watch My Six in Petawawa, that same town that is an hour away, where that ambulance was coming from. Look, in Canada, you have 2 years after date of death. Thank you. What happened? A paramedic gave our daughter the wrong medicine, and it resulted in him not knowing, us not knowing, and they tried to save her for over an hour, and they were unable to. Her heart came back one time, and after midnight on July 9th, she passed away. And I sat with her for over 5.5 hours, and I cleaned her up. I brushed her hair, her long brown hair. I sang her horsey song. I had to call her dad, my sister, my brother. I had to call her brother. Her 2 younger brothers were here at the house sleeping. They had said goodnight to their sister. They were here at the house with a neighbor. You see, when we place our attention and energy whatever we place our attention and energy on, it expands. Energy always has been. Energy always will be. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's moving into form and out of form. What I have chose to do with my healing path has been very public. And I am so proud of where we have gone as a community.
You will never know how much I trust in my guides and my angels and in this healing, because I am actually sitting here crying because I am so grateful for all of the work that I have done since July 9th, 2018. And I am so grateful for the work that I did before that day, for I have understood how to work with these natural laws that govern this beautiful universe. And even though I had retired, it didn't mean that those lessons didn't live inside me. And I never thought I would survive that. Not only to survive that, I did that with love. I did that with alchemizing all of the past, all of the pain, all of the grief, all of the ego, through duality, through that window, through everything that I had taught. And the reason my tears are is the angels know when to bring the right person in at the right time. And Anton, you are my gift this morning, friend. Anton and I met when I was in school at Algonquin College, Recreation and Leisure Services. My daughter at the time was just a little tiny girl. She was in senior kindergarten, grade 1, 2009 to 2011. My son was just getting into high school. And I have memories of us going to rec school and Anton actually meeting Hannah and Nicholas. And so it's just a really beautiful memory. When you choose to participate and you choose to start, wherever that start is, it is going to be good enough, because your soul will always come to meet you. You are both mind, body, and soul. And when you feel that you are at the lowest of lows, and when you feel that you are all alone, you still have light in you. And that light, if my message needs to hit the right person today, it is that you never give up on yourself. And those people that are coming around you, you let them in. I let all of you in the scariest of way. And I knew that negativity bias and that where we place our attention and energy on, it grows. And you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. And all of those principles that I taught still lived in me. And so as I was turning on live, I naturally found my way back to coach so that I could hold and host a safe space for you to grow into the best badass version of you. That's why I did it. Because what you place your attention and energy on, it expands. Through the law of vibration, when you utilize that primary law with the secondary law, which is the law of attraction, you begin to go to work for yourself first. So I would put myself outside in nature, outside on my deck, at sunrise. Empires are built before dawn. As someone that had built 7-figure businesses again and again and again, I wake up with the sun. The sun opens up the sun wakes up the birds. The birds open up the stomata on the trees. Birds open up the trees, the trees release stomata. Stomata, that energy, we are in vibration with nature. Our bodies give off the frequency in and around the 600 megahertz range, which is that of nature. You are nature. You need to nurture yourself in nature. And when humanity was failing me, nature was healing me. And by placing myself out in the sunrise and following that vision that day,
that morning that said, Tasha, you need to showcase this rise. It is unique. And I couldn't see anyone else doing that. And over the last 5 years, we have seen these retreats on the basis of self-love, which means we need to accept where we are first. All the pain, all the past, all the imperfections, all of the good stuff, all of the not so good stuff, all of it combined together, and we say that yes, we are worthy. That is our birthright. And I am going to allow that light, that love opportunity to grow, and I'm going to do it again and again and again. I'm going to place myself in the right communities with the right people at the right places at the right times. And I just have to go there first, right here, again and again and again. And as we begin to build with our beautiful friend of science, neuroplasticity, neuroscience, you are building new neural pathways of what is possible. For when you place your attention on what is possible, it expands. It grabs the law of attraction. It brings it back to you, baby. And we did that again and again and again. And I just placed myself in nature doing that. We did it with intention. There's so much science that talks about the difference between praying out there to praying from a place of setting your intention. Then there are medical studies that are done on people that are praying intentionally for someone to get better without them even knowing it, and the results of that. And when my daughter left this earth, I was channeled into, Mommy, I know you're scared, it's time to start. And it was that beautiful soul, Jennifer Clark, that introduced me to the system I am now a global trainer for, certified here now as an integrated energy therapy master, instructor, trainer. This is a beautiful system that quite literally alchemizes the pain of the past into the joy of the now. And we do that systematically from the top of our crown chakra, our meridians at the top of our head, down to the bottom of our spine, our root chakra. And the cooler part about this is that I've been a transformational coach for 28 years, and I know what I have been openly judged for. And now that science has caught up, oh yeah, baby, there are still some people that want to argue with me whether the law of attraction is real or not, whether the sixth sense is real or not. Baby, we are beyond the sixth sense. We are past sixth sense. We are like 12, 13, 16 senses. Science, the body, neuroscience, neuroplasticity, your thoughts plus your feelings create your results. What do we need to do? We need to act. We need to realign. We need to be able to intend it. We need to be able to see it. We need to be able to believe it before we see it. We need to act before you see it. And you need to do that right here. And I can tell you that in doing this over the last 28 years, yes, and yes, that if you cannot see it here, you will not have it here. Fact. Fact, 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 fact. I am no longer available for playing small. There is a little girl that is no longer living on this physical plane because someone's bad day that went for the wrong medication. He was supposed to simply give her a muscle relaxant to help her breathe because she was having a panic attack. She was 14 and she had been bullied. And her attention and energy had focused on that, and it lives in there, and the body remembers, and she just needed to breathe. And you see, this mother was a transformational coach and she was her daughter's hero. So let me tell you that her daughter's hero came out of retirement. And she is sitting here this year, sitting here listening to all the emails that she has gone offline for. And they are breaking her nervous system into a million pieces because she wants to scream with celebration. There are so many women having beautiful Christmases and New Year's because they were brave enough to believe in the possibility of the love that lived inside of them. And that has this mama saying, yes, it was worth it. And it hurts. And no, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. And yet the women that are in this community, they get that it's not pretty. They're doing the hard. They're doing this with me privately. Look at that. Look at that mama. Look at that mama that's fighting right now. And honestly, to all of the brave souls that are bravely doing the work, I see you. I am now a global trainer for, certified here. Now, as an integrated energy therapy master, instructor, trainer. This is a beautiful system that quite literally alchemizes the pain of the past into the joy of the now. And we do that systematically from the top of our crown chakra, our meridians at the top of our head, down to the bottom of our spine, our root chakra. And the cooler part about this is that I've been a transformational coach for 28 years, and I know what I have been openly judged for. And now that science has caught up, oh yeah, baby, there are still some people that want to argue with me whether the law of attraction is real or not, whether the sixth sense is real or not. Baby, we are beyond the sixth sense. We are past sixth sense. We are like 12, 13, 16 senses. Science, the body, neuroscience, neuroplasticity, your thoughts plus your feelings create your results. What do we need to do? We need to act. We need to realign. We need to be able to intend it. We need to be able to see it. We need to be able to believe it before we see it. We need to act before you see it. And you need to do that right here. And I can tell you that in doing this over the last 28 years, yes, and yes, that if you cannot see it here, you will not have it here. Fact. Fact, 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 fact. I am no longer available for playing small. There is a little girl that is no longer living on this physical plane because someone's bad day that went for the wrong medication. He was supposed to simply give her a muscle relaxant to help her breathe because she was having a panic attack. She was 14 and she had been bullied. And her attention and energy had focused on that, and it lives in there, and the body remembers, and she just needed to breathe. And you see, this mother was a transformational coach and she was her daughter's hero. So let me tell you that her daughter's hero came out of retirement. And she is sitting here this year, sitting here listening to all the emails that she has gone offline for. And they are breaking her nervous system into a million pieces because she wants to fucking scream with celebration. There are so many women having beautiful Christmases and New Year's because they were brave enough to
to believe in the possibility of the love that lived inside of them. And that has this mama saying, yes, it was worth it. And it hurts. And no, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. And yet the women that are in this community, they get that it's not pretty. They're doing the hard fucking shit. They're doing this with me privately. Look at that. Look at that mama. Look at that mama that's fighting right now. Look at that mama that's fighting right now. Look at that. I never thought I would still be here, much less enjoy a holiday. Look at that. Thank you, Silver Shadow. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Sally. And honestly, to all of the brave souls that are bravely doing the work, I fucking see you. I fucking see you and I celebrate you because you are making my heart so happy, because it was not easy to sit there every morning and cry and heal. It was not easy to have Hannah's sister, who was very confused, out there openly bullying me, for her to send beautiful messages and apologize. It was not easy for people to tell me that I needed to heal quicker, that I couldn't have PTSD attacks online. It was too hard when women were allowing their egos, that fear, to stop them, and that I had to sit there and I had to say, I need to sit here with you and I need to talk to your soul and I need to be the coach that you needed me to be. And I am still very human. And I was scared because I love you guys. And I only ever turned this on to have friends. I never turned this on to be your coach. I just turned this on because someone asked me to. And in this coaching and in this self-love method, what I have seen, it's much like that what we see when we go beyond the physical body and we begin to play in that realm, that we're not just building synchronicities, we see them. And what I have seen is that this January, this 2026, this year of the horse, this 1 + 0, this woman is going, and there are 4 women that I get to mentor over the next 12 months. I have other women that are coming in that are saying, yes, Tasha, I want to take the master instructor course with you. I want to do that. Is it activation? Is it certification? And honestly, friends, in this 7-year window where I genuinely never saw myself coming back to coaching, I have never been so happy to be so tired, to be so scared. Because the question that my ego was asking, was it worth it, Michelle? You just made it worth it. And I am not scared to show emotions online. I never have been. And I'm never going to be, because those that need to see it, see it. And those that wish to sensationalize it will sensationalize it. And there are going to be those that are still going to think that it is okay to make fun of my grief, of my healing process. There are those that are going to say that it is still not enough. And I say, it is okay. I love you too. And for those that unconsciously are jealous of my healing, my child loss, or my PTSD because you haven't, it's possible for you too. And there's room in this community for you. And what we do is we blend in Louise Hay's ideas in forgiveness. We blend in Desmond Tutu's ideas into forgiveness. And we go beyond the default mode every single morning. We go to work for ourselves first, and we begin to build new neural pathways of what is possible. And we do that through forgiveness, love, oneness, worthiness. We do that with opening up the energetic pathways in our body. Here on my TikTok channel, since June of 2022, I have been showcasing activating ways for you to work with your energy and empower yourselves to get more of what you want and less of what you don't want in the physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual realms. And in this season of gestation, in this season of peace, in this season of love, in this season of quietness, we are not in this big manifestation window, for we did that in the fall. We are in the season of creating habits that are going to help us for our higher self or soul. Which one? Science, spirit, that each of you came here with your talents and gifts to step into what is your life's purpose. Friends, I have some exciting news. My Ireland retreat is full. That has been taken by a private retreat. Those dates are off, and I need to find a new date for our Ireland retreat. That's super exciting. So if you are interested in going to Ireland, the spring one is full. It's gone. It's off the table. We will be opening up. I'm finding a new date to go in the fall, friends. Sorry, 1 second. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. No way. I love that. Love that. Silver Shadow. Synchronicity. The angels bring people to this community that need to be here at the right time, the right place, the right season. Okay, we are in the season of go. We are in the season of 1-0. And I am in the season of celebration. Wish I was in the UK. I come to the UK often enough. I'm going to be in the UK this year, friends. Now, I have a private retreat in Ireland. It is a retreat that is actually currently listed on my website. So if you want to go to that retreat, I am going to run that retreat again in fall because that retreat is now full. That retreat got taken over by a private retreat gang. Now, I am looking at still coming, potentially. My schedule is wild this year, friends. My schedule is wild this year. There is so many beautiful things that are coming, and we have intentionally left spots open from vision. So please, if you have an event, if you have dates that you feel aligned, reach out, because I have certain dates reserved on purpose. Thank you. At 111. I love that. Yes, we were okay. So my ears are going wild right now. So like I said, there was a lot happening before I could turn on the live this morning, and that is what ended up happening. And so my plan was to come on this morning at 6 a.m. My plan had been to stay offline. I did all that.
what happened is I have notifications that are set, and those notifications came up, and I had grouped them together for my happiness feed. And my happiness feed had some real happiness zones coming in. And my beautiful nervous system got overloaded with so much happiness and so much joy that, remember, fear and excitement are felt in the body the same way. Now, as someone that is healed from child loss, healing always, that grief lives inside of me. I am still a mother. Friends, that crave for my physical daughter, when she passed, she was 14. She would be 21. I got my cute little guy right here. This is my full-time service animal, Maverick. He's just chilling out right now. My full-time husband over here, amazing Shane.
I'm here answering.
Answering. Thank you, baby.
Living my best moderator life.
I appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Oh, Maverick wants a kiss now, too.
You just can't even.
So, Ireland for spring is sold out. We are going to do our best to get a date for the fall. As in, we are going to get a date in the fall. And we were actually there in the fall, and it's quite beautiful. Now, here is what was really cool. Another synchronicity that was coming up. So tomorrow, 1 p.m., is our moon circle. Our first moon circle of 2026 is happening tomorrow on my husband's birthday, January 3rd. The moon circles are a little chaotic, very on purpose, because I need to go with what's happening in my life. There will always be a replay. Those moon circles are intended for your growth over the next 12 months. Each moon has its own energy. Each month, we are going to be going through different tools. Yes, from steps to transformation with integrated energy therapy. We are blending that into the conversation. So you will start to have tools to work within your own energy field. This is activation, not certification. This is a great place for our energy practitioners as well to dive deeper as well. And just be in a safe community where we're not constantly teaching. We're already there on purpose because we wanted to place ourselves there. So those details are coming out today. You're going to get your Zoom link. Yes. And friends, this is such a fun year because this is a 1-0 year. So 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10. We want to cancel the 0, yet that 1-0 is very important. That 0 represents who are we co-creating with? And I bring myself back to the strength that has been guiding me. I genuinely, in the self-love method, I am so excited to introduce to you a visioning process that I do from that quantum layer, that we go beyond time and space and we collapse that. And that is part of this plan. And that is what I am in the midst of doing and producing so that this is something that I can make available for more and more people. I am still learning, and I am okay with learning. Those that want to be in the know, ask. They find a way. They have for over 3 years. And I have had to let go of the judgment because this is one side of my business, friends. Sunkissed Healing Co. is one side of my business that was only ever supposed to be retreats and energy certification. It's one side of my business. And I have chose to go all in as this side of the business. This is my daughter's legacy. This is my legacy. And it was created out of possibility of what we did here. I never intended to keep saying yes. I genuinely have no desire. I have had no desire to play by the rules of social media. I have been in the world of attraction marketing for 28 years. That is what I do. Each one of these clients that is coming through this window, there are 4 spots that have been taken out of 8. These are spots for women that have been in this community, that already have a container and a community that they are wishing to take deeper. And they need to become the best version of themselves in order to stay in that 4th window of activation and spiritual growth. So that when in that needs analysis, we have our needs, we develop the program, we implement the program, we look at the survey, how did this go? What do we need to change? And then we constantly evolve it. That is the window in which we ran the first 4 years of our self-love retreats, because we said we were getting ready to go international to Fiji for, again, my daughter's self-love retreat, my daughter's 21st birthday, what would have been her 21st birthday. We did that in 2025. Then we added on client experiences to Scotland, Ireland, and southern France. We added on our Festival of Lights because I was invited to become the next generation of trainers within this beautiful system. There were 5 of us in my training program, the first in 15 years. I got trained in North Carolina by Barbara Stepniak, the new owner of the Center of Being. Now, this is a system that when it was channeled, again, let's go bombastic and fun. Angel Ariel, yes, channels to Stephen Thayer, an engineer in the US, yes, intriguing, 30 years ago. Now, here's the cooler thing, is Stephen and Ariel and his then colleague, Barbara, traveled this system. And it was Angel Ariel that when Stephen wanted to retire, channeled for Barbara to take over. Cool, right? I've met Barbara. She trained me as a trainer. There were 5 of us that were there. And what's cooler about this system is that, let's go back 30 years ago. Yes, because I was giving birth 30 years ago. My son is now 30. And 30 years ago, and I became a coach of the beautiful, understanding the natural laws of this beautiful universe and going beyond that and blending both those universal and spiritual laws to get more of what we want and less of what we don't want, and blending that with human behavior and goal setting and just results. What's really cool about this is that was not the culture of the day. That was woo-woo. That was like way out there. And I was in that field as well. And so when my daughter passes away and I get introduced to this system that looks familiar to what I've been teaching since 1997, 1998 timeframe, Louise Hay, Bob Proctor, universal laws, energy, angels, hello, yes, please. And now we can just start to look at angels in the sense of, is it a choice? Is it a choice to move beyond the ego? Are we in that world of science or are we in that world of spirituality? Which one? When we place our attention and energy on what we want, it grows. Here's a great example. Get in the car, pick up my stepchildren yesterday. They had been at their mom's from Christmas Day until yesterday. We picked them up. Now, I've been with these children since they were 4 months old. I got it. You're laughing. I saw it. That's okay, honey. What part are you laughing at? Just keep laughing. Laughter is contagious. Do you know that there's such a thing called laughter yoga? One of the trainers out in Ireland, Edmund, who did one of my refreshers, does laughter yoga. It's one of his favorite things to do. So you can keep laughing because I think life is funny and every day should be fun and funny. And if there is something that I'm doing that is making you laugh and it's making you feel good, then please keep laughing. Because honestly, if we have to think, if we get upset at what everybody else thinks of us, then we're never going to be getting towards what it is that we came here in this beautiful physical body to do. And you see, when my daughter left this world from this physical plane at the age of 14 in 2018, and I said, okay, I'm going to come out of coaching. Why? Because of this community. Because yes, we need to go beyond what we can see. And when we go beyond what we can see, we start to see with new eyes and we start to hear with new ears. And when we place everything through that lens of love, you can be a seed in the pyramid of Egypt. And yet, if you do not have light, which is love, you cannot grow. And let me tell you, baby, you came from the littlest, tiniest of seed. And that seed gestationally took 40 weeks. Now, if you go and talk to your mother, then she will let me know if you actually gestationally came out at 40 weeks, or were you premature before 40 weeks, or did you sit and need it a little bit longer with love? And yet when you took your first breath into this world, you became a thinking, feeling being. And every single day of your life, you have had 12 to 60,000 thoughts on average every single day. And out of those thoughts, you are a feeling being. And most of us only ever stay in the default mode of our brain, the prefrontal cortex. And when we can learn to really breathe, 3 breaths, that's it. Center ourselves in our 3 breaths. First breath, feel. Feel into that heart, feel. Place your hand on your heart, feel into your heart. That's our physical being. I want you to feel that. This is our physical body. My physical body has been here on this earth for 48 years. It gave birth to a son in 1995. Oh my goodness, I was 18 years old. And then afterwards, the baby came out. And let me tell you, in 1995, in the videos that I took in Lama's class, they didn't tell me that after they had the baby on my chest, they're like, I need to take the baby for a second. Why? Because you need to give birth again. Am I having a twin? Oh my God, it's really happening. And oh my God, I'm 18. No, baby girl, it's not. It's going to look like this, but it's called a placenta. Any other woman shocked over having to birth her placenta that looks like a brain, that looks like the tree of life, that understands that when you hold a baby gestationally, you understand what it's like to manifest, because you know that when you take your thoughts and your feelings, they are creating your results. So open the drawer. Do you have the perfect life, the perfect wife, the perfect, partner? Do you have the perfect relationship to you? Imperfectly perfect, baby. So let's keep laughing. Let's keep laughing. We got to keep laughing, friends. We got to keep laughing, because I don't know who's going to come in at what. And I do a lot of bombastic things. I mean, we got to laugh, and we can't get upset when people come in and they don't understand what's going on. And people are not habited more than 6 to 8 second scrolls. We know this. I've been out here doing this for 3.5 years, more now, since my daughter turned 18. That was when I had my first viral video. It was like her horse looking off into the woods on our 14-acre property where we've been running retreats for the last 5 years. Friends, Ireland is sold out. I am moving a new date to the fall. So if you are looking to go to Ireland in the fall, get your applications in because that will sell out as well. I'm just telling you because I don't know when I'm actually even going to have time to get it up because the 4 women are on my heart and on my mind today. And that's where I'm going to be spending the majority of my time this year. And I just wanted to genuinely come on this morning, friends, and say that I really want to focus in on those that want to continuously improve and want to go within. And that self-love is so much more than a bubble bath. It's connecting in with source. And when you begin to see that you are a beautiful energy system, and I've been teaching this energy system since my daughter passed away. I've been a master instructor since December of 2018, and she passed in July of 2018. I made a promise that I would understand my mind, body, and soul, and I would make her proud. And this mother that has learned how to harness this grief and see it as a sacred start is so excited of what's ahead. And this year, I'm quite literally, and I want to showcase to you the very first things that are on that board right now. And it looks a little strange, okay? It looks a little strange, but it makes a lot of sense to me because from your heart to mine and from my heart to yours, there is a beautiful soul. And if she is on here, she knows the energy that I'm holding for her every time I walk by here. And it's in a very special place. It's on my self-love altar. This is where I go to work for myself first before going to work for anyone else. And now let me tell you that that moon circle tomorrow is at 1 p.m. It's going to be from 1 to 2 p.m. And then we're going to be doing this every month. All right. Then that is going to be held at our sacred start. We're going to be going to do a fire out in, we're going to be doing a fire. This is what I wanted to talk to you about, the coral reef surrender. Because it also says that we need to leave by 3:30 because it is Sheen's birthday and we are taking him to an Ottawa Senators game. So we are heading into Ottawa to go see the Sens play. And so we need to leave by 3:30. So I will not be going over. And if you are unable to make it at 1 p.m., you will be getting the replay so that you will be in the know all year long and that we can continue to grow together. And at the end of those 12 months, we're going to be under 12 circles together. And so I've bundled those moon circles together for you guys at 555. I just genuinely wanted us to go. We've got 5 fingers on each hand, 5 toes on each foot. I never fully finish a story in the morning, and I absolutely know that. So I'm trying to get more structured with coursework. Moon circles on the website, $55, or for all 12, $555. Also on the website, all the self-love retreat dates are up. If you only want a self-love retreat, I have brought all of those prices down to 1,111 because we are in a new test year. I put everything through this cyclical programming cycle. We had retreats that were 3-day formats. We're moving to 4-day formats. Everything is included in the cost of your retreat, including airport transfer. You get yourself to Ottawa and we take it from there. Whether you are arriving by car, you can come on up here, or if you're driving by plane, train, we will pick you up in Ottawa. All your food is included. All of your accommodations are included. You'll be staying here in one of our nature suites. We're moving to yurts and nature cabins. Each of the women on their mentorship packages is building their own small home here on the Sunkissed Healing Co. property, so that when they bring their communities back here, as they get priority space now at our retreat center here in Canada on the Ottawa River with her own sacred place. Now let me tell you about that sacred place. And then I would like to tell you about surrender. And I'm going to ask that someone hold me accountable, please, to talking about, just put up Coral Reef. It's my surrender story for 2025. And I'm going to briefly share it. I shared it with my children. And I'm more than happy to share it with you today. But what I would like to tell you first is about the moon circle that we're hosting tomorrow, which happens to fall on my husband's 39th birthday. I'll be turning 49 this year, and he turns 39 tomorrow on January 3rd. There is a photo of our daughter walking. We walked the property when we first met here. Hannah was riding bareback on her horse, Jolene. Yes, Jolene, that is featured in her book, Jolene and the Rainbow Bridge, that can be found on Amazon. That started this entire TikTok craze. I leaned in. There's a photo of Hannah where the sun is setting and she is walking towards the light and she looks back. And I look to that place because that is a place where our daughter passed away in 2018. She never fully got to live here for a full year. In our first year here, our daughter passed away from a medical error. 14 years old. I'll tell you that 2018 was a blur, and then it also became 2019. We had a 100-year flood, and we did a Hannah's Heart Youth Festival that was attended by over 300 people in the community. Then, of course, the world had a pandemic. And in that time, on Hannah's 18th birthday, her horse Jolene came out of her pen and was just sitting on the grass and just stared off into the forest. I just happened to post that video that day because it's something her horse does. She lets me know when Hannah is close. Our loved ones come back through many different signs. Energy always has been. Energy always will be. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's moving into form and out of form. Are you coming in through the soul window door, that spiritual window door? Are you coming in through higher self and that science side of the door? Or are you blending a little both? Where are you? Because when you are in that ask, believe, receive window, you need to believe and you need to be you. You are going to be sold many things in this season. There are many good marketing programs out there that are NLP marketing strategies. It's the new trend. Let's not gatekeep. You are being sold. Understand, sit with it for 24 hours before you buy anything. Does your soul want this? Or does your ego being sold because it's hitting on those fears? You see, we all have these fears. And when we talk about a sacred start and we talk about sacred geometry, we recognize that it was our daughter that showed us to the ceremony place of our sacred start for each retreat we've ever hosted here on our property. And you see, this past fall in 2025, we found our way quite by accident to a place in Westmeath, Ireland. And why is that interesting? Because we live here in Westmeath, Ontario, Canada. We were on a client experience, and there we were in Westmeath, Ireland. That turns out that it's the sacred center of Ireland. It's at the Hill of Ushnick where they light the fires, the solstice fires. It represents the four corners of Ireland. And every morning when we say, here's health to thee, wealth to thee, and happiness all the while, may each of the three, we're doing an intention, an Irish blessing. May each of the three, health, happiness, wealth, come together for thee like the shamrocks of Erin's Isle. Now, Erin is the divine feminine of Ireland. Ireland is called after Erin. And the divine feminine lies underneath the Catstone in Westmeath, Ireland, at the Hill of Ushnick, at the sacred center, at the umbilical. And what's very interesting is that that is a place that's been traveled and visited by the high kings of Ireland for over 3,000 to 5,000 years. And when you stand on the Hill of Ushnick, you are standing on energetic history that is rich in love and lineage. And it is the divine sacred center. And what's really interesting about that is that modern day, it is only 3.8 kilometers away from the geographical center. And if you know anything about the platonic solids, that when we move them from 3D shapes into 5D shapes, we move through that physical plane into the emotional and mental layers of our human energy field, connecting in with that spiritual layer is that ever has been. We begin to see those lines that are moving outside and within our bodies. And we want to go to the sacred center. And that Catstone, the standing stones, have been there in Westmeath, Ireland for centuries. And our daughter, I have a photo when we bought this property of her going off into the sun, looking back on her horse. And this is the year of the horse. And that is the sacred center of our property. And for the last 5 years, every single retreat has started at that sacred center before we knew its significance. We just knew it was significant. We knew that we had an energy fault line. We knew that our water was, by those that were testing it, was high in alkaline healing. We knew that there was something, and we knew because our daughter was the one that manifested it. And over these next 12 months, I'm going to be walking these women through, that belief window. That belief window, that having such faith in themselves, that I want them to understand that those angels of self-mastery that I work with on an everyday basis. Trust, clarity, alignment. And you see, we like to tell stories. I love a good story. I'm going to tell a good story about a manta ray and about a coral reef in Fiji where I had one of the most challenging and breakthrough moments of my life. And I had some of my soul sisters that were there to witness it with me. Now, you see, when we go through these universal laws of self-love and manifestation, I love going through them and creating, stories that are so deep down into them. And over the next 12 months, within those 4 season windows and within each of the elements that we go through, and driving deeper into their master instructor book and what are their personal goals, because these are custom goals of their soul. What is their higher self wanting them to do, and what is it that they are building into their community? And the more that they release that ego that is here to serve the physical body, and here's the thing, we are a physical body and we need to become best friends with the physical body. We love the physical body. Become best friends with yourself. Go to work for yourself first before going to work for anyone else. And in this self-love mastery mentorship, it is working with those inner angels, starting to understand what it's like to truly come home and what it's like to come home to yourself so that you can continuously build that self-care window and that self-worth stronger, that you are moving through those 4 stages of spiritual growth: victimhood, manifestation, surrender, and that divine flow. Because in your communities that you are building, you need to understand that you are being guided by all versions of yourself. We need to go beyond these Newton's natural laws and understand that we can play in that visioning and we can have it now. And we need to understand how to access the energy as me. I am that I am. You are not chasing transformation. You are embodying it. And beyond this here, we are entering into the realm of trust. We want to go through that activating our higher self. We want to go through that anointing window. Water, Akashic, oils, anointing, activation, certification. This is activation. The certification portion is at that by the end of the 12 months as well, you are in a position to be, most of these women are wanting to become trainers as well and be considered on that global stage. Being able to certify these next generation of master instructors in this beautiful system, working with these 9 healing angels. And I want to take them through that business mastery of working with their inner angels, of self-mastery, all the way down to completion, which is assumption. And so I want us to get into that fairy tale book of life. And I want us to take all of those where we are no longer romanticizing, right, the past. We want to take accountability. We want to put actions. We want to put goals. How are we going to get there? How are we going to get there? I picked up my kids from on New Year's Eve day yesterday, and I said, what are some of your goals? So one of Holden's goals was that he wanted to go into rep hockey. He's 11. And I said, okay, that's a great goal. That needs, at the age of 11, you to sit down and learn the art of communication with both homes, both sets of parents that are in alignment in order to help you get your goal. So let's sit down with a habit that you can control, because we want to focus in this year, 2026, year of the horse. Go, playful, fun, let's go. Who are we co-creating with? It's a 1 year. So what is the goal here, buddy, that we're going to do? What is it at the age of 11 that you can focus your control in? Because I want him to understand that he has autonomy over his body. Yes. Over his physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Yes. Yes. So I want him to gain skills this year. His skill is constantly being a leader, so we want to get better at that. So I want you to place a goal that you can focus your attention and energy on, and you can focus on the outcome, because we need to focus our attention and energy on what we can control and let go of what we can't. And when you are raising children, moms, dads, aunties, uncles, grandparents, I get it. It's like you have your heart living without you, ahead of you. I've been doing it, responsible parenting, into accountable parenting, for 30 years. 30-year-old down to the 11-year-old. So goal setting with the 11-year-old. He wants to go into rep hockey. Okay, well, that is a goal that we're going to have to look at almost like it's a capital expense, because the parents need to put the goals, the financial goals, the time, the energy, good communication, all of that. So let's focus in on a goal that you can achieve. He wants to improve his stopping. I think it's on his right side. He needs to focus in on that. So he's going to do that. And we say, okay, so now we go into SMART setting. Specific, measurable, what are the actions? And then we move into the quantifiable results, where we're collapsing time and space. We're updating the egoic operating system, and we're saying, hey, buddy, what have we done in the past that we can grow on and expand? And we want to measure those results in a timely manner. We move over to the 16-year-old while the 11-year-old is working on it. What would you like to do? I'd like to go. I really enjoyed my fitness class. I would like to get a gym membership and start maybe going to the gym more. That's an amazing goal. Cool. He's talking about something he's passionate about. He's grabbing from stuff that he's already doing last year that he likes. Okay, we're going. He's 16, totally new mindset on the parenting side. Okay, buddy, let's measure that. Okay, we live 40 minutes out of town. Mom, on her side, lives outside of town as well. Let's talk about our side. Did your contract get extended because he has a job now? Are you going to be paying for the membership? Is that going to be happening in January? Do you have a vehicle in order to get there? Because even though he has a driver's license, he hasn't gotten the full driver's license until February of this year, because he hasn't been on the wait listed for driving school. So I'm trying to help him understand that when we're goal setting, we want to focus in on the goals, the habits that we can actually control. And then we want to say, what are the actions that we're going to take in order to get the results? And we need to measure that. So when we do that again and again and again, and we check in beyond the physical, and we want to check in with the emotional and mental and spiritual layers as well. We want to build beyond the physical body, go beyond those natural laws into that spiritual plane, and begin working with what we can't see so that we bring it into form of what we can see. And that is where we build those windows right down to the law of assumption. And we want to get comfortable making decisions quickly, changing them slowly, we understand that every day that we flow forgiveness, love, oneness, worthiness, and we place that on our field of intention, we grow beyond that. If anyone was here listening to Stephanie talk while she was on her birthday solo trip in Sedona, we talked very openly about how she's been building her field of intention and the results she is seeing.
Who's now on her way home.
Who is
at the airport.
On her way home and at the airport.
All is well. All is well.
What is the end result? Why am I still talking? Because at the end of the day, what you saw me moving through and my body beginning to harness the energy is that self-love window, that when you go through that law of assumption and it is complete in that gestation window, whether we have 3 choices in that gestation window. Are we planting? Are we growing? Are we harvesting? So right now, we are not, thank you. We are harvesting. All right. Okay, coral forest. Let's do it. All right. I think we should flow first. Let's get ourselves ready. Alexa, play Fiji activation playlist on Spotify. On shuffle.
Fiji activation from Spotify.
All right. So we told you I was doing some reading. So we're going to go to Fiji. We're going to go to Fiji, and we are going to go into the emotional and mental layers of Fiji. So I want to talk about coral forest. I'm going to get myself ready for coral forest. I talked about this with my children the other day. Thank you, Nicole. So I'm just going to get myself oiled up. So this is an oil that I found in the south of France in this little town called Saint Maximin. And it was a really interesting place. And it is nard oil. It is just, and this was a beautiful little jar that was a gift for me for a healing that I did while I was there. And Shane was part of that. And so was Stephanie, one of my beautiful clients. So, and there's a whole story behind that. In Fiji this year, we went to go to Fiji. That was, let's talk about Fiji. We're going to flow. I got to get centered for this conversation, friends. We'll go to coral forest. Okay, let's just take this off. And please be kind. Yes, the 48-year-old has bat wings. Everyone has been kind this morning, so let's just be. Alexa, volume 8. Let's flow first, friends. So we're going to center ourselves down that column, the spine. Focus that attention and energy on our spine. Just bringing that energy up and down our spine, just breathing naturally.
Whole world's on fire, can't see through the smoke, make it hard to breathe. Feels like we're on the brink of losing everything.
When we go into the past, we want to ensure that we are centered in the moment, that we are safe to go into that mental layer. Come on in. Lose your way from the womb. We're going to go into our 5 elemental flow. We're going to release energy from each organ, starting in our throat and lungs and going to that fear window in our kidneys. Tap, 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 and open the wings. We're going to be working along that central column of our spine through that 8th soul star. Let's go, friends. Somatic energy release. Qigong 5 elemental flow, starting with metal. Let's go. Allow that energy in. Let's move to water. Back to love. We all come from the one. And we live on top. Let's go to those kidneys. Tap. And open. Release. Coming up into wood. Liver, gallbladder, spleen, anger, resentment. Release into forgiveness. Don't forget, cut the energy connection to it. Allow it in. Let's begin to build that Taurus energy in that fire element. We are in a fire year. Year of the horse. 2026 equals 10. Who are you co-creating with? Let's go. Drop it. Open up that love. Build that field of intention, that awareness with clarity. Alexa, play next. Drop it. And now let's move into that earth element. We're gonna balance both that right and left, that masculine and that feminine. Let's go into that worthiness window of earth element. And integrate all that beautiful worthiness.
This universe is beyond measure. Being a woman is all my pleasure. My cycle is on earth and ceremony. My blood is the medicine of this earth. My body is so, so beautiful. My
The lower dantian.
is spiritual. My love is unconditional.
Let's wrap ourselves in that love, grounding that energy. Hugs for maintenance, hugs for life, hugs for growth. Love on yourself. Let that love in. Love is more than a bubble bath. It's connecting in with source. You are source. Let it express itself out into the world, seen or unseen. You are vibration. You are change.
My songs are given by the Most High. My lessons are bigger than I realize. My evolution is progressive. Then my generation.
Thank you, baby.
is making a difference.
Oh, Earth has become Stephanie's favorite.
With
Oh, yeah? Earth. I love Earth.
Thank you, Teresa.
Where's my glasses? Alexa, volume 2. Yeah,
You're there.
I'm gonna wanna.
Right there beside Maverick's baby.
Hello. All right, friends, let's go to Fiji. How was that? Good morning. Who is on? Oh, we've got Steph on. Earth has become my favorite. I've got Teresa on. Earth. Bailey. Oh my goodness. Hello, Bailey. Hello, hello, hello. Aw, thank you, Teresa.
What was that song called?
What was that song
Like
called?
this one.
Alexa, what's this song?
Let's try that again. Alexa, what's this song called?
That was fantastical. Ah, I love a good word.
You and I Verses by Shyla Ray Sunshine. I'm gonna just take that.
Shyla Ray Sunshine. Love her. All right. The energy is palpable. Yes. All right, friends. Let's go to Fiji. Let's go to Fiji. Fiji is something in this house that's a bit of a mythical creature. I am going to showcase that there are some crazy ass things that are happening from Fiji. So, in this book, on this page, there are a few things that I placed to go to Fiji with. Do I have any of my beautiful souls that came to Fiji with me that are on here? If you are on the outside and you have come out of NDA, I would love for you to come in now and say hello if you would like. If there is anybody else in here from Fiji, whether we have Melissa Lennox, Donna Savage, who do we have on here?
Melissa Ryan is listening, or was listening.
My beautiful, gorgeous gal, Melissa, is on as well. All right. So, 15 years ago, Alexa, pause. So 15 years ago, 16 years ago now, in 2010, I went to Fiji. There we go. Yes. So in 2010, I went to Fiji, to a place that when I was in school, early 30s, single mother. My son was just new into high school, going into high school, and my daughter was just into kindergarten. I went to a place on the other side of the world. Now, if you don't know where Fiji is, neither did I. Fiji, quite literally, is over on the other side of the world from where I am. If you don't know where I am, well, then you are in for a story, and please be kind. So here we go. My daughter passes away in 2018. Yeah, let's go back to the beginning of this story. I am in school taking my recreation and leisure diploma from Algonquin College, where I graduated in 2011. Yes, my early 30s, going back to school with those just getting out of high school. And in order for me to place myself there in that place, I actually had to go back to high school that summer in order to get my biology credit that I hadn't taken in high school, because I knew everything in high school, right? Didn't like biology, wasn't figuring it out, dropped it. Here I am in my early 30s because my soul is saying this is a great opportunity. There is a program from the Ontario government called Second Careers. Now, I applied for that program, did the interview work, did the entire package, and was selected to become one of those participants. The Ontario Second Career Program paid for my tuition to attend a two-year diploma program in recreation and leisure services. You will see what I have done with that. I have been planning, designing, and putting together courses for youth and for seniors with dementia for over 15 years, locally and internationally. I have been a transformational coach for now 28 years. My eldest son was born in 1995. He is 30 years old. I am now a global trainer of this beautiful modality that was introduced 30 years ago to a man channeled by an angel, that when science hadn't caught up, he boldly and bravely went and trained the world in this system, integrated energy therapy. That system was channeled to me 1 month after my daughter passed away in 2018. In 2025, the vision that I had been sharing here on TikTok since June of 2022, only to this community and to the new owner of the Center of Being, I was selected to become one of the next generation of trainers. There were 5 of us. I was there from Canada. There was another beautiful soul, Evelyn, from Taiwan. There were 3 individuals from the US. Greg in Rhode Island, we have Barbara out in Texas, and we have the beautiful Mia that many in the US know as Candy Tosca out in Florida, Albania, and all over the globe. And I have been traveling between Canada, the US, Costa Rica to certify people. Yes, I went to Fiji. I was not a trainer at that time. I had a beautiful, beautiful time in Fiji, and I will be returning to Fiji in order to certify them, which I had hoped to do when I was there. My course had been rescheduled. Fiji is a little place on the other side of the world where I am. It takes massive preparation in order to get there. You actually cross the international date line. So what I did when I went there in 2010 is I flew to LA. From LA, I stayed there with a friend of mine that was in the program with me, Recreation and Leisure Services, and I got there. We stayed there for 2 days, and then we flew on to Fiji, which was another 10-hour flight. When you're on that flight, it's over near Australia. It's about a 4-hour flight from Australia, New Zealand. It's in the Pacific Ocean. It's a small little island that has 2 very different sides to it. Now, in Fiji, it is considered a second world country. Fiji happens to be known by many of the rich and famous because they like to go there to vacation, and it is untouched by the outside world. It is pure love. To describe Fiji, the words of the English language or any language does not do it justice, for it is a feeling. I just got back from Fiji with 2 retreats, 27 women in May of 2025. And what happened to me in 2010 happened to 27 more people. Where love is a feeling, something changed, and the unseen became the seen and lives in us. And when you move through the date line, your body experiences something from an internal place. And we begin to go within, and that is where the sacred start is. For me, Fiji was a magnetic pull that I knew was a call that I needed to answer. I was a single mother. I was going on a humanitarian trip, and I was having to, I had to pay for my entire program, plus I had to raise an additional $3,000 in order to help build freshwater reserves at the village I was going to be staying in. This was a program that I went on where I stayed within the village. I became part of a family and part of a community that has never forgotten who I was, that have honored me for the last 15 years until I brought my husband home to my family in the mountains after my retreats. And what awaited me in Fiji and Shane and all the women that came between Papageno and I can now say Nanuku Resort in Fiji, the impossible that can be seen with the eyes and felt in an instant happened again. On the side of Fiji that we went and did our retreats at, it is beautiful, pristine. It rains less than 50 days in the entire year. It is beautiful, blue crystal sea, like with it is pristine. It is untouched. The culture in which my specialty is in intercultural experiences, interfaith, intercultural experiences, where we meet through the lens of love. And each retreat is an experience of what it is to come home to yourself. And every piece of a retreat is intentional. That our Canadian retreats are right here in our home, Sunkissed Healing Co. Lounge. It's a full-time retreat center with 14 acres dedicated to women finding their home, which is in their hearts, in a fun, beautiful, community-driven way. And each retreat that we've had, whether it be in Canada, the US, Costa Rica, Fiji, Scotland, Ireland, France, and we have 33 countries that have been visioned to me. And every single vision that I have boldly opened my mouth on here on a public platform has come true. Because I was brave enough to continuously walk through the door of fear in action and alignment. And gestationally, every dream that I saw here and took action on and built the skills, and I'm still building the skills, has come true. And it is law. It is simple neuroscience of what we place our attention and energy on, and we come into a vibrational alignment with our feelings. We do it again and again and again. Our brain begins to build new neural pathways, and our flow, when we come in from mind and heart coherence, and we begin to flow from a place of what is possible, and we put our attention and energy on, it expands, and our brain does not know the difference between what is real and what is make-believe, and we are meant to love. We are meant to rest. We are meant to have ease in our lives. And have fun. And so, yes, I am stalling because when I first went to Fiji, this is the journal that I took. And this journal holds keys to my life that only I genuinely know the full power of what I was really feeling and what I was too afraid to fully write in here. This book goes along with this book that goes along with this channeled piece of paper, which is my power retrieval, which is the same woman that channeled the message from my daughter who passed away in 2018. And you see, my daughter, we have a 21st birthday trip that when she was 11-year-old, so all of our children, all 4 of them, get to choose where they wish to go with their parents, me and now my husband. I was a single mom until my children were the age of 19 and 10 before I met my now husband, who he came into our lives with 2 children that at that time were 4 months old and 5 years old, who are now 11 and 16, who we just talked about their goals, who they have some beautiful goals this year. So what goals are you setting? Habits of loving yourself, allowing that energy of love to express itself and build on what you see, because we are not asking you to build on faith. Please stop spending money at this time of the year without testing it out. Build the habit. I'm not going to fully tell this story that this piece of paper was put into, but I'm going to keep it right here. There are some goal cards from what I had set back in January 1st, 2002, and I keep this really close to my heart because this is from my Goal Achiever course that I took through back then, before it was the Bob Proctor. It was what was it back then? Bob Proctor Life Success Productions. That's what it was back then. It is now the Proctor and Gallagher Institute. This was my goal card from January 1st, 2002. I earn $100,000 a year and I can have more time to play with my son and take him to Disney World. It's easy to pay bills and feed us. And this is a card that I needed to just achieve. And I hold this card because this is a card where I want every woman to start at. Like, this is why this is the goal. I genuinely ask every woman if her goal is not $100,000. My goal is to have a leadership team where I am able to easily nurture a leadership team where they are all earning $100,000 or more a year. That is the vibrational minimum. And so that's where that card comes from. And so I hold my goals very close to me. And that is a goal that I'm still currently working on. To be able to have a leadership team of women as a mastermind, that each of these women know that I hope that there is going to be a job opportunity or a continuation of work, and that it moves into colleague relationship. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt. Now this is a little heart that has seeds in it. And it was given to me with the instructions to plant this seed, heart, in your garden. Wildflowers will grow and blossom year after year in memory of your loved one. And I keep this close because this came to me after the lesson from the beautiful mentor of mine, Dr. Gladys McGarry, who wrote that beautiful book, A Well-Lived Life, when she was 102 years old. Now, she left us last year. She is now guiding us all from that beautiful spiritual plane. And she lets us know that everything should be greeted with love. And we've built that right into all of our self-love retreats. You can be a seed in the pyramids of Egypt, friends. Or on the hill of Ushnek in Westmeath, Ireland, or here in Westmeath, Canada. If you don't have light, how can you grow? Light is love, and you are a light being that even in the darkest of days, there is still light. And when we walk along this path and we allow our light to shine with others, and we get into those relationships and those beautiful Vesica Pisces relationships of energy and movement and potential, oh man, everything is possible. And it is sexy as hell. It is sexy as hell. This healing journey, this next stage of my life, it's sexy as hell. And love of what is possible when I never expected that I would be sitting here, healed. And to know that I can rise and shine every morning and allow that love energy, that love medicine to release. And then I flood my entire being with that love, and it extends outward and what is possible, and you pull in synchronicities until that is all you see. Carolyn, I never thought I would smile again after 2016, but thanks to you, I have the tools you've given. Thank you, love. Now, friends, I am not someone that's very good at always looking at the comments. They just pull to me. This is not a community in the mornings where I am just fully teaching and put the, I have been healing. I accept, it lives in me, grief of a mother who loves her daughter so strong that is willing to continuously move forward to heal the world one heart at a time because she asked me. And because I can, and because I no longer wish to sit on the couch and say, this can happen and I can do this, let's just do it. And since I've been saying yes to this beautiful community and saying yes to myself, this is why I'm here. And this is why I choose to stay here. And this is why I choose to build into this side of my business, which is fun. And I'm figuring it out. Let's go to Coral Forest. In Fiji this year, my husband and I, on the retreat that we were hosting, went snorkeling. We went snorkeling in the Pacific Ocean, and we went snorkeling on a few occasions. He and I brought our own snorkeling gear with us, which I am very grateful for, and it should have fit, right? Here's what's happens. Shane and I go out in the Pacific Ocean, and if you guys want to look this up on a map, actually maybe we should bring it up on the screen. Let's do that. So let's go to Papageno. I don't know how we're going to do this, but we're going to try. Let's go to Papageno. So we arrive in Fiji as a group, and we meet up in LA. This is in May of 2025, friends. So we are, okay, is everybody here? We are grounded into the Fiji conversation.
Would you like me to help us along?
please help me help myself here. Okay.
Right. This is also unembodied.
Okay. I need to understand what I'm trying to do here first. So
Yes.
like maybe what I'll do is go to well, I don't have the photos on here. So like how can I go to YouTube? Can you go on to the like casting thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so we arrive into Fiji. We meet up in LA. Oh yeah, we get into the country, and we immediately go from there. We stop. We get a bunch of coffee because we've been on the plane. We cross the date line. So we do a date line meditation where we collapse time and space. So we're in the self-love method now, where we're beyond the physical body and we are into that quantum area where we are beyond that time and space in that visioning process. We've landed. We have to go over to the domestic terminal to get on another plane, which is a 18-seater plane that takes us over to the island of Papageno, which was a 40-minute flight. And it was overcast. It was rainy. Again, it doesn't usually rain. It was actually quite cold that day. No, actually it wasn't. It wasn't cold. It was beautiful that day. It was freaking beautiful that day. We go, Shane and I are in the back of the plane. Off we go. We get there. And I'm trying to, okay, so YouTube. Our videographer has been having a moment, friends.
A total awakening, I'd call it.
Yeah, she's been having a moment. So she came and she said yes to our Fiji retreat. She came, she went. She has transformed her life completely, and she is taking some extra time to go through the hours upon hours upon hours and days of footage and how to tell the story of things that we don't have human words invented for, that bring together this love is a feeling. It just doesn't work. So I'm trying to get you into this place where you can see Papageno. Like, how do I do that?
There's a YouTube video you're wanting to show of our own?
I want to showcase the overview of the coral reef up there.
Oh, yes.
So how do I do that? So Papageno Island, coral reef. Yeah.
Sure. See what
No, not Papageno.
No,
Kendavu Island. So the resort that we booked out the whole resort that we stayed at was on Papageno. Papageno is on Kendavu Island. Now, Kendavu Island is off the mainland. So again, we are beyond the date line. We're on the other side of the world. We're in the Pacific Ocean.
Here you go.
And we are going out. Going out.
It shows a good overview. You'll see.
Okay,
But
so
you need to
okay, so let's.
This is the quickest way to go from AI beginner.
No. Okay, so we're going to. How do I cast it? No thanks. Hold. Cast. Airplay.
Yeah. And it's the 822. Yeah. Top one.
822.
Yep. And go. Oh, check it there. That's
Oh
well.
my gosh.
There you go. Ta-da. Now.
Okay, so we've arrived. We are quite into our adventure. We all know each other at this point. There are 8 of us on this entire island that we have, this resort that we have rented out, because 21 other people are at another resort, which we now know is Nanuku, and we can go over there. So we are here on this island, friends, and I'm going to do my best to showcase this to you, because we are with, so Shane and I are the youngest. Okay, so you met Melissa Lennox. She was at our Festival of Lights. So we had Melissa from Canada with us. We had Melissa from the US with us. So we've talked about Nurse Melissa. We've talked about, Donna, who is our beautiful badass in her 60s. And she is just the divine feminine of everything. And we've all had these huge, huge, huge moments. Holly's there, Paige is there. And we are on this island that it's predominantly been used since Annalisa's passing, and she's the owner of this island that bought it to have intercultural schools, which she's done with the U.S. and in Papageno. Okay, and so then we have this huge moment where we're in the ocean, we're going snorkeling. We've had to talk with the resort about the different ages, what is their ability. So our attention and focus right now is ensuring that Donna can safely get in the ocean and experience this moment with the group. Donna had prepared with her knees to be in this moment. And so the Fijian men, they care for their elders. And what we saw was so I get in the water, all the other girls are in the water. We're in the Pacific Ocean on a coral reef. And if you don't understand what coral is, you can't touch it. You cannot touch it. I am not a great swimmer. I've had an experience where I've been cut by coral in the past. In 2010, here it comes. I am going to do my best to ground in, quite literally. This is a story for the ages, and I never know what's going to come out of me when I tell it. So I'm doing my best here. All right. I am in facilitator mode, and I am in mother mode, that I am responsible for all these women. Let me preface this, that every single retreat, that is paramount to me. I am responsible for every single woman, and Shane and I take that as a soul contract. We go above and beyond, and every single retreat we have held has had a success rate because of the level of care. And Fiji tested us as facilitators because you can't prepare and they don't know what accessibility wording is. There's no accessibility, friends. It's a small little scuba diving boat that we are coming up with a plan to get Donna, who has had a knee surgery, and as she is prepared, we are getting her in the ocean. By the way, everyone had a fantastic time. While Shane and I, because I am waiting for Shane, Melissa Lennox is around me, and I've got my eyes on Shane getting out of the boat. Donna gets in the water. The Fijian men and guides have her. Everything's good. Now Shane is waiting, and he puts his scuba gear on, his snorkeling gear on, and off he comes to find me. Here's the part of this story that Shane really, 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 he didn't fit his mask. This is a problem, friends. Please understand, we are in Fiji, and Shane did not properly fit his mask, and every single one of our guides is with our group. And Shane and I, because Tasha had a visitor called an octopus friend, yes, decide that he wanted to play with her, yes, and Melissa Lennox, yes. So Tasha safely guides Melissa Lennox away from Mr. Octopus while Tasha sees Shane coming towards her. And I'm like, we need to find, and we're doing this, we're under the ocean. I'm like, we have to find a way around Mr. Octopus. And he's super cute on this massive coral reef mountain. Well, I am so entranced with Mr. Octopus. Yeah, we're under the sea. we are so entranced with Mr. Octopus that we get sucked into the coral reef forest. I'm going to show it to you so you now have a reference. Just Shane and I.
We're on like a.
Yeah, come on in, babe.
I want to say.
Here's where so this
This
is a beautiful island. It's gorgeous.
Some
it
places
is
there
everything.
some places there are nice beaches and other places
And now
it's like,
let's get ready to pause because we are out on a beautiful boat that's looking like this.
kind of like that. Ah, shit. Whoops.
And it's just spectacular.
This zooms up and out. That is not us.
That is not Okay, here we go.
Pause it.
No.
Okay.
So Shane and I are out in the Pacific Ocean. Everyone's good. Everyone's cool.
You'll
We were playing with an octopus, and we got sucked into the coral reef. I need an overview of this thing.
What just happened?
Where? Okay. Come on.
When I see a good one, I'll stop.
Okay, he's gonna find it. So let's just mute so that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on a boat very similar to this,
Okay.
and there is a coral reef, and Shane and I are in it. And as far as the eye can see, the visible eye,
There you go.
we only see
There.
reef. We are in a coral forest, and what I'm talking about here is I'm trying to bring it back to your ego. Your physical body, energetically, is your physical body plus your emotional field, plus your mental field, plus your spiritual field. And you can send your energy out and around you, and you can affect change within your unified field at any time. You have autonomy over your body. And the more you go to work for yourself and you begin to build these truths as your everyday, and you begin to see, you can either go into this intellectually, or you can take this intellectually and you can actually begin to take action and see results. And let me tell you that this is a new level of fear that I surrender to. And when I say moving women through fear to freedom, it's meeting the edge of what is possible. And when you meet the edge in that fear window, which we open up in those kidneys every morning and we release fear break and we say, what is it? Is it forget everything and run, or are you ready to face everything and rise? And there are women in this community that have been doing exactly that since June of 2022. And the last 5 years of retreats have gathered us for this moment, Shane and I, and yet the only person that is leading is me. And Shane does not have a snorkel mask that is fit on his face. We have been sucked into the coral reef that is surrounding Kandavu Island. Our boat is on the other side and it can't come in. It is so choppy near the water that every time I come up to the water, it sucks me back. I don't know how many feet. I can't get ahead, and I don't have my surroundings. It's like I am in a plane, and my father was a private pilot, and I had no navigational guide, and the man that I love has an improperly fit snorkel, and he's behind me, and I am in a coral forest that I can't see my way out of. My eyes are seeing in colors that I have never seen before except for 15 years ago. And the boat and safety and the guides are not able to get to us. And they are where I need to get to. And no one is coming to save us. No one is coming to save us. And yet here I am in this moment as a master instructor, not trainer. I am there running a self-love retreat, activation only. I am not in certification mode, and yet this is my lived place. This is where we want to go. 4 stages of spiritual growth and beyond into self-mastery. Those inner angels of self-mastery are understanding these laws. And when you begin to understand that you are both consciousness and subconsciousness, that you have seen and unseen parts of you, that your thoughts plus your feelings are activating your results. And if you want to see different results in your life, all you need to do is begin to change the way you think, align with your feelings, and take daily action. And the women in this mentorship understand that every single day they need to have a chat with their soul self and take action. Seen, unseen. This is divine flow as me. And as I'm in this coral forest and there is no help, and what I need to say is I am 5'2". My husband is 5'8". And we are underneath coral that we are moving around in, and we are not great swimmers, and we only have our snorkels and a quite literal tube. We're very safe, yet Shane and I got disconnected from the group, from our guides, because Tasha was playing with an octopus. And I flow every morning. I teach flow. I had to do the very thing that I teach in order to get us out of there. And I've never done that before. And it strengthened everything in me for what came next all year long. And I just told my 2 younger children that in this moment, what I did and I want to tell you what I did, and it's okay. And I'm going to tell you exactly as it happened, and you make your decisions about me, because it is time that I have to share how I got out of Coral Forest. Back to my retreat sisters, went on to another retreat, surrendered there, played with a manta ray for 2.5 hours. That manifested as my daughter. Mommy, look at me. And yes, my mind broke open into areas that have expanded into every area of abundance. And a healing that has helped this grieving mom and this entire community move through the most challenging phase, which is victimhood. Why is this happening to me? To why is this happening by me? And let me tell you that when you choose to see yourself in the surrender, which is just seeing that you are building synchronicities, that beautiful word gifted to us by Carl Jung. There it is. We were stuck in that coral forest. The coral in our snorkeling gear was less than 5. Oh, there's the snake. That's the most deadliest snake, by the way. If it has the diamond shape on it. Okay, so all of this coral is about 5 feet underneath us because we're in this like really dangerous part where the boats can't get in. Like that's where everybody else was. We weren't there. We had all of this coral, so we couldn't get up to the surface to actually take a breath and just stay there for a little bit. We had to keep swimming. And so what I had to do is I had to go into those senses and I had to really, really understand. So here they go. They're going to go into. So see how it's all here? So all of this that's around this island you have to have pockets where you go through. And Shane and I were stuck in this place where we couldn't get ourselves out of. And so what I had to do is I had to go internal. I took my 3 deep breaths. My first breath, friends. Let's do it together. Let's take that first breath in. Breathe in. Let's drop into our heart. Let's drop into our physical bodies, where we recognize this physical body. Energy off this physical body is usually around 1 to 2 feet around our physical body. Let's breathe in and let's recognize that we're going to drop into our heart. This physical body has brought us here. All these thoughts, all these feelings, we can change at any given time. I am here underneath. Oh, there, I swam with her. Swam with one of those for 2.5 hours on 3 different occasions, same time. Yes, yes, yes. So out we go, and I'm sending energy. So let's take that second breath in. We connect in with the presence of the love that lives within us. Let's connect into that love center, and then we begin to expand that love out, and we allow the earth and nature in which we are in frequency with, in vibrational alignment with, our bodies give off. They resonate with nature's frequency. Here it is. Can you see that you can't get out of certain areas? We were stuck in there. And so I had to, you can't look beside you, you can look forward. And I had to ensure that my heart signal could connect in with the heart signal of those on the boat that I had to send a signal to, energetically, mentally, to let them know that there was help that was needed. And then you go and talk to Melissa, Ryan, that knew that there was a problem. That's the cooler part. Jane, can you try to get pop again? Like, can you try to find our coral reef, please? So there we are, using all of that energy, sending the energy ahead of us with love to connect in. And I just had to surround that love bubble in that Vesica Pisces. I called in all of my healing angels. I worked with every single one of those primary, secondary laws. I connected in with the consciousness of every freaking fish, every living organism, that coral that's living organism. And I had to set my sights on where the light and where my heart resonance was pulling me to. And when you are stuck in that area and you can't see and you kept going up, and Shane is quite literally choking on seawater. He didn't shave his face. His mask wasn't properly fit because he had put himself, like every other man does. Let me tell you, if you've ever watched that documentary by Brene Brown, when she talks about, swimming across her lake, and her husband's revelation of it's a man's job to keep us safe, whether it's known or unknown, that has been their script since they've been born. And it's time that men also find their love centers too, and the women support their rise as they support ours. We need to learn to balance both the feminine and the masculine within us at all times. Who said that earth was their favorite element? We are balancing both the divine, feminine, and masculine. Yes and yes. The law of gender teaches us that we need to balance the divine masculine and feminine within us. That is how I got out of the coral forest. I had to surrender. And I had to believe every truth that is on this page. That when I prepared myself to go to Fiji and to bring 27 women to Fiji and hold them in love and safety and inner transformation, the rescue fantasy. What are the lies that keep us separate from our true selves, our highest selves, what we came here to do? And we allow fear and that ego, this physical body, to stop us. I'm asking you this year to release your attention and energy from the physical body. Get to know your ego as your best friend. Get to know her so much that when she comes to on you, you're going to be like, really? We're doing this still? Come on, girl. Like, let's keep going. Let's see what's on the other side of fear. Let's keep pushing the edge. And you get to that surrender phase, which is through me, which brings you to that last stage. I am that I am. You're not chasing transformation. You are embodying it. And no longer are we accepting that we are normalizing the struggle, where joy becomes suspicious. Can you throw up my TikTok page and just have?
Absolutely.
Or go to YouTube, actually. Main page.
Mm-hmm.
In the coral forest, could you press play, please? In the coral forest, someone will come and save me. And you see, we have such risk management, and I'm so grateful that we did, because I had to save myself. The truth is, you are your own divine answer, friends. You're not broken. You're ready. In that moment, I had moved through my fear barrier in the sense that I was afraid of telling my children that their father wasn't coming home. I had to have myself that question in that moment, that I wasn't leaving my husband. I wasn't strong enough. I couldn't stand up. The coral was underneath me. My body knew what could happen, and I wasn't going to get there. So I can't just, I can't just save him and save myself. I literally have to go through. And I had to release this, and my body had to feel, and my body knew, because I had trained it so much. And I was there in Fiji, and the women that I had trained pulled me in like a beacon. And you see, I'm not going to say it was because of them. It was because I was able to come back to my breath. And that third breath is where we surface. And we are drenched in that soulful love presence that is from us. And we begin to embody all versions of ourselves, past, present, future. This past year has brought me to places flowing with women, to places I didn't know was possible, because we were brave enough to see what was possible. That nostalgia trip, you were being called forward. The best version of you lives now, babe. Things were better back then. I only had forward. The external fixer. Now, this is where I get stuck. This is where my soul is right now. If I find the right method, if I find the right teacher, then I'll be okay. When you chase the next thing, you delay your own becoming. Well, here's my truth. The truth is, your wisdom lives inside of you. Return to the knowing. Return to the knowing, return to the knowing. And my heart knew that I had vibrational energy, that I was a master instructor energy practitioner, that I knew sacred geometry. I knew how to work with my angels. I knew that the very machine that I had brought to Fiji that can actually read consciousness from the trees, the same technology that gave us the lie detector test, teaches us that trees are consciousness. Our indigenous friends teach us that our trees are standing tall. So look at that grass. Look at those Fijian sunrises and sunsets. That's out in our second retreat space. This is the day that I met my second surrender. And that was a manta ray morning. So all I want to say, friends, is in that coral forest, no one was coming to save me. I had my husband behind me that didn't have his mask, and I needed to find home. And so I set my breath work on what was around me. I started to believe in where the light was taking me. And then quite literally, all the fish, like Moana, quite literally comes together, and they let us out of the coral forest. These beautiful white flickering fish. And you see the birds come in the winter here that cross my path, much like it. And when you start to follow nature's cycles and you start to see that you are the one that is calling in synchronicities because you are beginning to work with the seen and unseen energy that lives within all of us. And when we are brave enough to go beyond the physical body and begin to test out what is there in the emotional and the mental layers.
So sorry. Yeah.
That's the replay, so we're not going to do that.
Yep. Yeah. It's kicking.
Okay, it's fine.
I'm up.
We were trying to do something fun, but technology is just not our friend today. For it to work, don't worry about it. Fiji broke me open, friends. It's surrender. It's right there. That's what's happening this year. The coral reef and the surrender that happened. When nobody was coming to see us, I had to lean into all those senses. And when we begin to, play around with mindset work and find all these cool tools that we play around with, all the way up in that top left corner is, a beautiful quote that we look at, and we want to be able to train our minds. Holden currently right now, he wants to, we have a rule in this house that Holden, none of our children will have a cell phone until the age of, grade 8. That's when we'll consider it. He's in grade 6. He's been raised without a lot of technology, and he's 11. And so we let him know that we're going to allow him to begin to use, a cell phone. He has a cell phone at his mom's house, and he doesn't have one here. And if all of the adults around him and his siblings are not going to talk about kid-friendly conversations to help out with the experiment, well, we need to get the kids some technology. But we have books like this all around us. E=mc², because we're teaching our children how they can go beyond their physical and into their mental layers. So right now, what we're doing is you'll see candles all around here and fun little things about perception and all of these things to tie in the lesson. And so what I'm trying to get everyone to do is surrender to their own lives. Holden right now, what he's trying to do is he'll light a candle. All of my kids, this is where we start. All my clients, we start. Light a candle. Focus on the flame, set a timer for 1 minute until you can master watching that flame and allowing your eyes just to settle and allow yourself to take in more and more and more. And then what I want you to do is just see how far it'll take you to move that candle into 2. I want you to now move that candle looking at it with your eyes open, and I want you to separate that candle into 2 with your left mind. And now I want you to take that candle and I want you to move it from the right back in with the right eye. with the right side of your mind. For when we begin to train the mind is what controls the body. The body remembers beyond this physical body. This ego and you need to become best friends. Happy New Year. Glow up. Surrender to how amazing your life is. Begin to build those micro truths, and every day greet yourself in the law of truth. Claim that field of love. Build those synchronicities that open up that law of karma that pulls back to you what you are sending out, which is the law of cause and effect, which you begin to cause and effect in your own life. And let's move into that beautiful window gestationally where when you plant, it grows. Love grows when you plant it and you show up and you schedule the time. We go to work for ourselves first and foremost each and every day. I've been doing it on here since June of 2022. I'm going to continue. This year is going to take some shape changes slightly. Growth. We need to adapt. It's adapt or perish in the animal kingdom. It is the same out here. Now, as the clock turned midnight, many are trying to dive deeper down into their communities because AI has changed things. We prepare for life. This community is prepared. You know who I am. If you see videos out there that don't sound like me, or they are going to look like me, sound like me, act like me, you know that I am not exactly polished. You know that I make mistakes. You know what words that I often slip up on. So AI is going to polish the message. And there are those that have already been making money off of my work for many years. Because as a Canadian, we don't make money off of these fake accounts. I don't make money off of this account at all, other than small views and those gifts that come in that we put back into the community. Those outside of Canada have views and all of this other stuff. And so it is here. It's more important what the message is. What's the message? I hope to see you tomorrow at our Moon Circle. It is going to be happening at 1 p.m. tomorrow. We're going to be going out to the sacred center of our property for our fire. I will be getting everyone that is signed up for the Moon Circle. You'll be getting your links today. It is a 1 hour Moon Circle. Now, when we say moon, are you going to see a moon? I hope the moon will be out. The moon will absolutely be out. The full moon is happening in the early hours, and I will not be there for that time. It is happening at 1 p.m. These moon circles are going to be happening all throughout the year. This is a moon circle that's $55 each, or you can buy the bundle of it for $555. Each one of these moon circles are going to be progressively moving up into different steps. Hear me out. These steps are what many of our master instructors are teaching in their communities, as they are master instructors within the integrated energy therapy system. So each moon circle, you will be getting a new step, and we will be talking about what is going on in the community and in our lives. Each moon circle is an opportunity to let go of the past and build into the future. So each moon circle is going to be structured. What is it that we want to let go of? And what is it that we're glowing into? Okay? It is a simple mindset tools each and every month that is a placeholder. Where we are in the world, we will go on. We will be getting you information before the moon circles, and you will always get the replay to it so that you can have that if you are unable to participate live. We continue to get better at offerings. I am still continuing to learn this very online world of this side of my business. This is not my only business. This is the Sunkissed Healing Co. side of my coaching business. I love you, I love you, I love you. Oh my goodness gracious. What a morning, friends. What a morning. What a morning. It is the first day of 2026. Fiji coral forest story. I don't think I'm not sure how you took that story, yet for me, it was everything. In that moment, I had a decision to make. I had to surrender. And I had to use every kind of skill, every skill that I had built physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually over those 48 years of my life. And in that moment where there was coral underneath me, fish, my husband behind me that was definitely struggling, and a boat that was in the far, far distance. And when I say struggling, guys, like, I mean, he's coming in laughing, like he was struggling. I don't know what else to say about it. Like, I'm trying not to I'm trying to go under because I don't want to bring that fear back into me because the body remembers fear.
It was.
First of all, we were stuck.
Cool Granny has encapsulated somewhat of the feeling as best we can project it here earlier in these comments. It definitely was like oh man, I am out here in the middle of the ocean
and nobody's coming,
and I can't even stand up because the coral reef is like only a couple feet from our bellies when you're facing down and you're disoriented looking down. Either way. And
coral is alive,
and sharp,
friends, and it's very sharp. Yeah. You're not supposed to touch it. Plus, like, anyways, it's
Tasha found the way. Tasha found the way. The fish were a guiding force. Nature's own way.
I kept saying just I went right into what's the movie? Just keep swimming from Dory. I kept getting my breathing pattern. I found my breathing rhythm. I took my 3 deep breaths. I centered myself. I called my angels in. I asked for help.
And we got it.
You always need to ask. Do you guys practice a religion? Love.
Good answer.
Love. I grew up Catholic. I moved away from organized religion when I didn't find that it was giving me enough truths that I was seeking. I was seeking a lot of answers on forgiveness and on how that was all going to come together. And I just didn't feel that I was giving a lot of answers. The Catholic Church refused to baptize my daughter because she was born to a woman that was not married, and she had done it not once, but twice. I had a son that was 9 years old. When my daughter was born, he refused to baptize my daughter. A deacon did baptize my daughter, and we went to church on Sundays. We went to the Tridiums for Easter, and it was my daughter, actually, that gave me the greatest lesson, which was the union of the heart. And she let me get a glimpse into sacred geometry beyond that. Another thing that my daughter did is we had this really hilarious conversation where she's like, Mom, Mary Magdalene is not a prostitute. I was like, Hannah.
Have you heard the word?
Hannah, baby, she is, yeah. She's like, no, Mommy, she's not. Like, no, she's not. So I was like, okay, I understand. So there were 2 popes, one in 1968, and the last sitting pope,
Francis,
absolutely set the record straight. And when my daughter was just newly into double digits, had been the one that shared that with me. No, I would not consider myself religious. I have done my best to travel. I recognize and I love that I teach from an intergenerational and an intercultural perspective, that love is seen across the world in all different ways. We all have different skin colors. We were all born to wherever we ended up being in the four corners of this beautiful earth. We all speak different languages. We all have different skin colors. What I do know is that we are beautiful gravitational beings that live here together on this beautiful earth. Every body is equal under gravity, and every body can go beyond the physical body. Ask, believe exactly as you are, and I teach from a cultural lens. What are you trying to
I have a thought here just about
and receive is the last stage in it.
About what you were just saying about the encapsulating the world and its religions. I was thinking about this yesterday too, kind of with the conversations we were having, just that, you know, there are entire cultures out there that I haven't experienced.
And beyond religion, you have the indigenous culture from those that are in the land. Like here we recognize that we are on the unceded territory of the Anishinaabe. We absolutely have, we celebrate and we honor every child matters. We, talk about being a positive force for good, in understanding that we recognize that with our light skin, we want to be a positive force in the eighth fire, that for the past 5 years, we have partnered with our indigenous friends. They came to us and we opened the space and said, absolutely, we would love to open this conversation about how love can guide us deeper. And bringing it all back to Coral Forest, let me tell you that I was absolutely going Moana vibes in the bottom of that ocean, friends. I was under the sea. I was part of the sea. I was gadgets and gizmos aplenty. There was live coral. My husband's mask we needed to get off. So this beautiful beard that he has, we have now learned that the next time we go into the Pacific Ocean, we'll just be that way away from a boat, because we did it again, by the way, and we swam with the manta rays.
Yeah, the manta ray experience was different though. That was maybe more. I don't know how to say.
Yeah, but we could actually see land. We could see land, and we were with a more bombastic boat. We had no people that we were responsible for.
It was good. That was good.
We went and we ended up playing with the manta rays, and it was so fun.
Thank
you for asking such a beautiful question. I'm not afraid to talk about religion. I absolutely believe in creation, and I believe that everyone should be allowed to have autonomy for their beliefs and be able to speak about them with love, honor, and reverence, because that is a part of who you are. I'll give you a real life example. We went to Fiji. We keep talking about it. Coral Forest, Fiji, get it.
All of it.
On that trip, our videography team is from this local area. They had done work for us on our branding for our website back in 2021. Now, when Holly, who's the owner of this production company, came here, quite literally back in 2021, 5 years ago, walked in and talked about the energy. I learned that one of her brothers, she's a sibling of 13 children, had passed away in a construction workplace accident, tragically, around the same time that our daughter had passed away. We kept in touch. I actually had contacted Holly to learn, when I came onto TikTok in 2022, how to edit some videos. So I had gone out to her place in Petawawa. Fast forward, we needed a videographer to tell the story of Fiji. We put out bids and we asked if Ottawa Valley Media would be our videography team. Yes, they would. We are now on the plane, a 10-hour journey from LA to Fiji. We are about to cross the international date line. All of the women on this plane are prepared for this moment in this meditation where we are about to go beyond time and space and understand from a physical body place what can happen to the body, the mind, the soul when you do this. It's cool. I walk over, I go up to the videography team and I say, hey guys, we're about to cross the date line. And I said, would you like to participate in this meditation? I said, oh, well, wait a second. Do you meditate? And she says, and does this action. She says,
without a beat missing.
Without a beat. She says, well, we pray. And in that moment, I loved all of it because the videography team is not part of this community, was not part of this community. Correction. I said, that's wonderful. Prayer is intention. Let's be intentional and call in the way that is perfect and right for you. I took a seat and we prayed. Because you see, when we ask, believe, receive gestationally, the believe piece needs to be and honor who we are. And you need to honor who you are. You need to be exactly who you are and get better at her or him. And along this path, you're going to have updates. You're going to see that your paradigms, your self-limiting beliefs, your life story, your life path has shaped where you are. And when you learn to accept exactly where you are and you begin to plan and you begin to send energy ahead and you begin to do the inner work, place your attention and energy on what you want and less of what you don't want. You begin to see that your words are vibration, that your energy is vibration, your feelings is vibration, and that you can begin to manipulate your own energy to be the highest vibration. Begin to build those neural pathways, build those mini truths, and up spiral your life into whatever it is that your goal is. Abso-fucking-lutely.
It happens
You
all the
build
time.
synchronicities. It's that beautiful word from our friend Carl Jung, modern psychology, MBTI, Myers-Briggs, archetypes, nature, nurture, animals, numbers,
All kinds of
songs,
things.
books.
When you become more attuned to these things, you can see them. You notice what's happening around you, and it's like a whole different world would be the way I would describe that.
Shane's world is just opening up. He came from the science
to hear
side
about your grandfather
to the spiritual side. I came from the spiritual side to the science side, and I've expanded into the science side. Sorry, I lost.
No, you're good.
I can
No
see a little
glasses for
bit.
this lady. Yeah,
I lost
my grandfather.
my grandfather. In the indigenous teachings, and I'll share this with you because I want to hold you with love and honor because you're already seeing the signs. You're already tapped in. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're in the year of the fire right now. We're in the year of the horse. 1, 0, who are we co-creating with? Get to know who we are, get better at who we are, and expand. Just get better at who we are. When we have someone that passes away from us, there's an indigenous teaching that says that in the spirit world, it represents one day. And so I remember Trevor sharing with us 1 year
equals 1 day.
So when he would see his dad and he'd be crying, he'd be like, hey, Dad. And I'd be like, his dad would be like, Trev, like, why are you crying? It's been like, I saw you like 2 weeks ago. And he's like, Dad, it's been like 10 years. And so we thought about that with Hannah because Hannah started coming through, our daughter who passed when she was 14. She's been gone for 7 years now. And in this 7th window for her birthday this year, when we got back from Fiji, our friends came and did an eagle feathering for us. And those lessons on surrender that happened in the coral forest, and then the fish guided us with the light and everything else. And I spoke to them. I asked them for help. I asked all my angels and guides for help. And what came next with all of those white fish, they came together and they led us out with the light, and I had to follow it, and we followed it out and we got out. We did that again on another island where we're now in the opposite side of Fiji, we're still in the hot side of Fiji.
Yes.
And we're in the Naviti Island. On that coral, we see the snakes, which is transformational year. We get asked to call in the manta rays, which we did. We played with the manta rays. And right before I did that, wasn't seeing them. I'm like, it's just not the time. I know that I'll be back here and I'll see them again. And in that moment, I surrendered. I looked and I was like, I bet this is what it feels like to like float in space. And I'm just going to look at the ocean floor and I'm going to say, look at all the blues. And it looks like I'm looking at the earth from in space, but I'm under the ocean. I'm in the Pacific Ocean. That's where you begin to build frequency and build vibration in your Taurus energy, and you begin to work with that vortex of energy. Good morning, love.
Holden.
Well, friends, we have a quiet day here. We are working a little bit with our assistant who is working today. Hello. Good morning.
This is our youngest son, Holden.
Yes.
11 years old. Oh, old bones, I tell ya.
We are getting ready for our moon circle. Those in our mentorship program are going to be getting those links as well to join us for the moon circle tomorrow at 1. And I have a very special video that's going to be going out to our mentorship ladies. And we have some really exciting things. Friends, I shared earlier today that our Ireland retreat that is up will be moved. We need to work with our team to see a new date and add that to the fall because it has been scooped up by one of our private clients, and we're going to be hosting a private retreat. That retreat is now sold out.
So that's in April. Those dates are in April.
So the applications that were coming in for Ireland, you will be considered for the fall one. We have to get those dates first. So thank you for your patience. All other dates are still open for our Canadian retreats. Those are going through a brand new cycle. We have moved it from 3 days to 4 days. Everything is included, whether you're coming by train or plane into Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. You will be picked up and brought here to the retreat center. You need to arrive before pickup.
Hi, Yvonne. Yeah, Fred.
So April got picked up. And our other retreat dates, friends, will get picked up by our private clients too. So those dates are up. There is space available. And I am going to ensure that we have dates for the general public to come to.
We need to have that.
And we are now moving Ireland to a new date in the fall. And fall is a very busy time for us here. Because it is just absolutely the best season. Yeah, in my opinion.
Every leaf,
season is good.
Every leaf on every tree here is like these vibrant colors. Yeah. It's pretty wild usually.
So I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to go snuggle with this guy, do a little bit of flow. Why don't we do a flow session together? Holden, do you want to come do flow first thing in the morning? This is the time to do it. You rise and shine from the dream world into the awake world. You awake, and then we're calling in our synchronicities. So we're going to go through Qigong elemental flow. Flow in our community represents forgiveness, love, oneness, worthiness. We're going to be using our Taurus field energy in order to set the intentional field of love, calling in synchronicities. We are pre-paving our energy. So you can do this intellectually, or you can actually go and do it and feel into the movements, knowing that when we breathe in and out, we are having an exchange. And the more you begin to use this in your daily life, you begin to feel the changes that are happening within. And when you feel the changes, you don't have to believe in anyone else other than yourself that this works for you. Ask within this community. Asking is
believing, receiving.
Asking is
I don't know, but I was thinking something completely
Asking
different.
is not selfish. Asking is
Worthiness?
love in action.
Oh my god, okay, but that's not, I was having a whole other thought here, man, about
Where did Holden go?
into the washroom.
Holden, are you going to be long? Are you going to be long? No.
Oh my god, what was my thought? I was having a whole thought there. You asked me something I wasn't listening to what you were saying.
you driving and free?
No, I know, but that wasn't what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
I can't remember it all now. Ugh. That's
Your
terrible.
body will feel it.
That's a terrible feeling.
It is.
Anyways, intentionality. That's what I was thinking. Being intentional. Being intentional with our thoughts will help you transform your life.
And friends, there's something going on with Square automation. So if you don't have that Zoom link for your Holden asked Santa, friends. You not.
Yes.
Santa is in the air delivering presents. We've been watching him since 6 a.m. in the morning.
Yes,
like
Yvonne.
Santa has the presents in the sleigh. This guy watches. Don't show them the thing yet. I don't even know who Messi is. Okay, friends. I now know who Messi is. Yet Holden is watching Santa Claus deliver presents to where he says.
We were doing
a hot tub.
But we had
Okay,
the
come on
NORAD
over
track.
here. Come on over here.
We were
Tell
going-
the story.
We were going out to the hot tub, and Tasha asked me, "Okay, what do you guys want for Christmas?"
And Santa was delivering presents to
we
this
had
piece
it
in the
on
world.
the screen, and Tasha asked me, "Okay, what do you want for Christmas?" And I was like, a jersey from Messi signed by him.
You're like, where's the country Messi's from? And I was like,
Yeah.
Who's Messi? So I find out who Messi is. So stepmom is like, okay, she knows who Messi is. And I'm like, okay, Santa. So what did you want to do with Messi? Because he's our little manifester, okay?
I want a signed jersey by Messi.
That's
what
the
I
look.
This is the coolest synchronistic moment because he's like, I want a signed jersey from Messi, which did we get?
No.
No, Santa was already in the sleigh. This is at like 10 o'clock at night because we're watching, like Interstellar is our movie theme. And this guy says, I want something from Messi. So I'm like, all right, well, let's see what Santa can do. Maybe he'll like bring something from Messi. And he opened on Christmas morning a little blanket. He got a little blanket. Actually, if you do it the other way, because the opposite, right? There we go. We got a blanket from Messi, manifested it while he was up in the sleigh.
Okay.
Crazy, eh?
And we also got a letter from Santa saying that last minute gift, Holden, we're working on you meeting up with Messi.
Last minute get. I don't remember this letter that said that Santa
It's
was
in that- it's in
working
that
on
box.
meeting up with Messi.
Well, like, not meeting up with him, but I don't know.
Hey, let's put it out there. Let's put it out there.
It just said, like, working on your last minute gift.
Working on your last minute gift, and we got a blanket from Messi, which is pretty freaking cool since Santa was already up in the sleigh, friends. Yeah,
I don't know.
All right. It's so fun. I love this time of the year. Let's go check and see on the Nevermind. Friends, I love you.
You're doing flow?
We're going to do our last thing of flow, and then we're going to get going. So come on in, Holden. Let's show them what we do. This is our 5 elemental flow. We're going to do 5 elements.
One of each.
Metal into water. Water moves into wood. Wood moves into fire. We're in the year of the fire, friends. 2026, that 10 window. Hey, baby, it's the year of the horse. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited because we have 2 horses here that we've been retreating with for 5 years. And I'm so excited that it's not the year of the snake anymore. But I admit that fear. Surrender to it.
We shed our skin.
We shed our skin, baby. We
Came off like a
transformed.
snake skin.
We transformed. We surrendered into the transformation. All right, let's do it. What song do you want? Alexa, play music by the Good Vibe Tribes 1111 on Spotify.
Let's see.
Good Vibes Tribe 11.
It could be anything.
Spotify.
All right, let's see what it comes up with. Ooh.
Deep.
We're getting a deep one. All right, let's center ourselves and just focus our attention and energy on our energy field awareness.
I'll be here.
Okay, Holden, can you move over there a little bit, please?
We don't need to move our feet so much, buddy.
All right. So just placing our attention and energy on our energetic body. How do we feel? Where are we focusing on our energy? Nope, you're not what happened to you. We're rising into 2026. Okay, let's start with our metal. Nice and slow.
The past is all before my eyes. I'm not what happened to me.
Big yawn, eh, Holden? Somatic release.
Choose to be.
Coming into water.
Each step I take, I shift, I ride.
And drop. Going to kidneys.
Before my
Nice and slow.
not the moment.
Coming to the kidneys. Tap, tap, tap.
I am more than what went dark.
And open.
I hold the sun behind my
All the way up the spine.
I plant the truth and grow within.
And release.
Now what happened to me?
Coming into wood. Liver, gallbladder, anger, resentment. Let it go.
Each breath I
You don't have to forget. Shift it, cut it, release it. Embody forgiveness and rise.
Now what happened to me?
Bloom. Drop. We're going into higher vibrational frequency energy. It's the year of fire, baby. Taurus, gather.
I rise beyond.
Drop. Crown, third eye, throat and lungs, heart, solar, sacral, roots, and rise. Bring it down. Central column, spine of light. Let's go into that earth element. Balance that masculine door first. Integration of worthiness, babes. Drop. And rise.
I use this will against the tide.
Drop.
Thinking power.
Let's go to the left, the feminine window.
Now I breathe and I let it in. The flow begins where I begin.
The flow begins where you begin.
I am the current, I let it go.
Drop.
When it moves,
You
I'm
are the river. Let that energy flow in you.
I am the current, I let
Dantian.
it go. When it moves, I'm a piece of grow.
I am the source, I let it show.
We thought I'd drop a rain. We just remove the chain.
Give yourself that self-hug and ground your energy.
Flow is trust, not control. Movement is well made whole. Every breath is silent key. Unlocking everything to me. I am the current, calm and clear.
Thank you, friends.
No chase, no wait, I let it be.
Thank you, family.
Music done, I let it be. Girl, to me, endlessly. Girl, to me, endlessly. Girl, to me, endlessly. I am the
Nailed it.
current, I let it go.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're coming to the moon circle, it's Shane's birthday. He's turning. How old is Daddy turning?
39.
39.
Tomorrow.
And I'm turning 49 this year, but not until April.
You got a
So
minute.
tomorrow is all about him, and he gets a full moon.
Oh.
I love it. You love it.
All about me?
We're gonna be out at the Sacred Fire tomorrow. Yes, and Yvonne's gonna be there, Miss Yvonne. All right, friends. And we have a busy day tomorrow because who has hockey first thing in the morning?
I do.
Then we're doing Moon Circle. Then we're doing Moon Circle. Then where are we going?
Thanks, Sally.
Winnipeg?
Yeah, we are. Going to this hockey game tomorrow night.
Love you, friends. We will see you Monday or at the Moon Circle. Everything's on the website, friends. Love you.